Good afternoon, YouTube channel. This is another brand new 2024 episode of the J Rambo 745 Blade Platoon channel. And yes, still go Cowboys even though they got their butts kicked. Um, that's a story for another day. So I want to go ahead and just say a couple things because I know that some of you are wondering where I've been, what am I doing. So forgive me for not being on YouTube as of late. I have been super swamped and super busy since the holiday season, and I'm still busy. Being a full-time student will do that to you, and also working a full-time job. But other than that, for those of you who did subscribe to my channel or have commented, thank you so much. If you will, please continue to keep supporting my channel. I don't really ask to ask that as a requirement. That's totally your option. Because I know that from time to time I'll go on hiatus, and it'll be a while before I put something up. But I do want to mention a couple things. One, the Leo Mono War Club from the Cookery House is coming very, very soon. I briefly put it up there as a short on my YouTube channel. So the Leo Mono War Club from the Cookery House is coming very soon. I'm going to be doing a review once I get a hold of that. The Cookery House is right now working on the sheaf, if I'm not mistaken. So they're getting everything ready. There are a couple other night reviews that are coming up along the year. So that's coming up pretty soon. And other than that, thank you so much for supporting my channel and commenting. Both good and bad are welcome. But understand, if you're going to make a bad comment, has some level of intelligence behind it. All right? And you're allotted only 3. Because I played the 3 strikes rule. Just like my good friend, Uncle Mike Fisher from the Fish Report over in Dallas. He practiced the same rule. All comments are welcome. But understand, if you're going to be a smart ass, you're only allowed 3 smart ass comments before class is suspended. So, I wanted to do something very different today. Normally I do knife reviews, and I do have a few knives that I do want to review that are coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. I did something different today, and one of the things that I kind of played around with the idea if I just want to strictly stick with knives and not add any firearms. But those of you who do not know me, for those of you who do know me, know that I am a big time pro 2A amender. I love my second constitutional rights. I take that dearly. I'm from Texas. It's kind of a requirement down here. But with that being said, on with the review. And what I'm going to review right now is this sucker right here. This is the Axis. Now, for those of you who are on YouTube, the weapon is safe. There's no round in the chamber, no magazine. It's safe. No magazine, no round in the chamber, because we practice safety here. And the weapon is on safe. And how I know that is that the red dot here is not showing. This is a 30-06 hunting rifle from Savage Axis Arms, and I haven't shot this weapon yet, but I've shot 30-06s before, so I do know that they have a kick. I just want to talk a little bit about this weapon system for a little bit. So those of you who don't know, I was in the United States Marine Corps for a while, and I always wanted to be a Marine sniper, but I never got an opportunity or a chance to do so because of the dumb mistakes I made when I was a young Lance Corporal, and because I got hurt. So I never really had an opportunity to go get some. But I've always had a fascination with being a sniper. I've always had a fascination with being Marine sniper. Can't do it anymore because, you know, I work as a civilian now. But I do want to talk about this rifle. So I added a few aftermarket parts. This is not how the weapon came. This is what I put together myself, with the exception of the factory stock and trigger, which I just recently changed the trigger on it. So if you notice, I have the Axis Precision trigger right there. I don't know if you can see it. I just recently installed that like an hour ago. The CV Life scope. You can get these on Amazon, by the way. These are dirt cheap. They're $100. Dirt cheap for a scope, but they function well to get the job done. Because the Axis stock scope that this came with is Walmart quality at best. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not bashing it. If that's all you can do and that's all you can muster, then so be it. I just don't like it for me, and my personal preference. I added a picky rainy tail on this weapon as well. As you can see, this did not come with the picky rainy tail. I added that in there. I also added the bolt and receiver and handle on this weapon, if you can tell. And I'll put the link down below where you can get these. These are actually really, really cool. Oh my God, it's so smooth. When I first got the Savage Axis bolt and receiver, it was a pain to uncock and cock that thing back. I'm just like, that's not how this is supposed to do. So let me show you actually. So I changed out the parts myself. This is the original. I'll take that out of the bag and show you guys. This is the original bolt sleeve that it came with. This is the manufactured one from Savage Axis Arms. This is the stock manufactured one that came with this weapon here. This came with this weapon. I added the aftermarket part that you see here in my finger versus this one, because this one kept on getting stuck. Savage Axis, you need better quality control in your work in manufacturing these weapons. I have not shot this weapon yet, but based off of the way I was able, when I was cocking back the bolt receiver, that concerned me that this kept on getting stuck. Maybe it was a manufacturer defect, maybe not. Maybe that's how some of these are. The complaint on these is that these are super rough to cock back. You kind of have to have some muscle to pull it back, but it should never be that way. It should be easy. It should be a smooth transition. Boom. Easy. Y'all need to work on this. Just like my Cowboys need to work on their playoff record. But I also removed this. This is the charging handle that this weapon came with. This is the stock one. This is the one that Savage Axis came with. And I added this here. As you can see, this is the aftermarket one. This is from the same company that makes this bolt receiver, and I'm gonna actually find the link for you guys down below in the description for you guys to see off that. They also gave me flew right out of the bag. They also gave me this. You can swap these out fairly easy. These are anodized. I believe this is aluminum. And I also changed out the trigger just recently, about an hour ago, which was a pain in the butt because I did not take into account the size of the hole of the manufactured one. I actually had to shave off quite a bit on the hole, on not this one, but the other one, the one that's currently on the weapon, for the detent to squeeze on through. But this is the manufactured trigger. I did not like this trigger whatsoever. Axis. I don't know what you guys are thinking with this trigger. This has too much pull weight when you pull on the trigger. It should never be 5 psi on the trigger. Ever. That's an automatic weapons fail in my book. Now that I installed the aftermarket part is from a company called M as in Mike, Carbo. Carbo designed the precision trigger that you see here on this weapon now. And now it is smooth. It is a smooth system now. I guarantee you that I've made this weapon at least 35 to 40% more accurate than it was before. Again, I'm only basing this off of the reviews from YouTube from other guys who have used these aftermarket parts on this weapon system, but they will tell you, and they swear by it, that it does make a difference in your shot, and your shots are more grouped. I will find that out for sure once I zero this weapon in. Another thing I did was I bought a bipod from Amazon. These are cheap. I paid $25 for this thing. Better quality than M-Lock. Better quality than the Magpul ones. Better quality. They're cheap, $25. I'll add the link on there on my channel. And of course, the CV Life scope. Love this scope. Does what it's supposed to do. Have not zeroed this weapon in yet, mind you, but I can guarantee you that I could probably zero this weapon in within about 3 or 4 shots, more or less, maybe 5 if I'm feeling a little grouchy on that day. But smooth. I'm not struggling to get it out like I did with the last one. It is smooth. The trigger, crisp. Sorry about that. One more time. Oh my God, that's smooth. And mind you, I haven't even lubricated this thing. Not yet. And it's so smooth now. I notice a big difference compared to the Savage Axis stock parts that it comes. Now that I've added the new bolt receiver, the new handle, the new trigger by M Carbo. I mean, just so much better now. I'm fairly confident that I can shoot with this weapon much better. But yeah. Let's put that weapon on safe. So, Savage Axis is... I decided to get the Savage Axis because it's a cheap hunting rifle. I got it in 30-06 because I'm accustomed to shoot 30-06. If you don't know the size of a bullet of a 30-06, I'm about to show you how big they are. This is your 30-06 round. You can also get this cheek pad on Amazon for $20. They're cheap. I'll put the link down below for that too. So, just one of those things that I wanted to share with you guys. Again, am I going to do gun reviews on my channel. From time to time, I'll do something different out of the ordinary. Because I do love guns as much as I love knives. I'm just insane. I can't help it. I think I'm not right in the head. But yeah, definitely wanted to show you guys that. Disclaimer though, when I put this trigger together, and I did that myself, I put it together. There's actually, M-Carbo actually has a very good YouTube video showing you how to put it together. It's not super complicated, believe me. But disclaimer, the detent that is the current stock market detent that this weapon comes with, that lines, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Jay Rambo, what's a detent? Well, I'm about to show you. So the new trigger mechanism has a bolt here, a bolt there, and one right here. One here, one there, to put the trigger mechanism in it. There's a detent that goes right through this hole right here. Whoop, boop. The detent was too thick for the aftermarket. So what I did was I shaved it off with sandpaper, and it got the job done. I took small sandpaper and I just kind of used a small little screwdriver and just ran around it in the middle of the holes until the hole got bigger, and I was able to fit that detent in better. But I'm going to show you what the trigger more or less looks like, because you're curious, but I will leave the bolt below. This is the Savage Axis 1 and 2 flat trigger precision trigger. This also fits in the PRS style of the Savage Axis. It was actually designed for that weapon system. It will actually show you the parts right here. The mold to help you put the little screws in. It's all step by step, and it'll show you the step by step instructions that you need to do to get this thing set up. What I'm talking about right here is the detent is this right there. It's a small little metal piece that goes in the middle of that. And I had a hard time trying to fit that thing in there, but I was able to do it. So other than that, I'll leave the links down below so you guys can see where I got all these parts to put this thing together. This weapon now is so much better now. I bought this Savage Axis single bolt action rifle during the holiday season, actually for my birthday, early December. I did not like it. For the amount of money that I spent, you're better off getting a more expensive rifle, but you know, I'm just one of those that likes to tinker around with stuff. So I said to myself, well, this is a perfect opportunity for me to just play gunsmith when I get a chance, which I did. But other than that, that was my review on the Axis Savage aftermarket parts and on the rifle. Not a bad rifle for the money that you're going to spend on it. Very cheap. I spent like $5 something for the stock market one, but they're on sale on academy.com. That's where I got mine. But if you want to spend the extra money to put the aftermarket parts, go ahead and do so. If not, your thing. Me personally, I did it because I just wanted to do something. I just wanted something to do. But I will zero this weapon in, and I will let you know in another video sometime in the near future how this weapon actually performs with all the aftermarket parts I put on it. And with that being said, this is the J Rambo 745 Bladed Platoon channel signing off, and you guys have a wonderful afternoon and happy evening.